What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi. If you're old here, hi. If you're listening to this from across the room while someone else is watching it, hi, how are you? Today we're doing another Canva video, and this time today is going to be focused on Twitch graphics. And this is one of my favorite things to just do on Canva, even when I wasn't like streaming, when I was on hiatus, and also now. Like, I keep changing my aesthetic and I keep changing my layout, so this one's very fun for me, and I thought maybe let's help some people out, and make it easy for them to have all the resources and all their inspiration in one, instead of like having 8 different tabs with different Google searches, different YouTube videos. So that's today's video, and I'm excited, so let's get into it. Yay, it's little me. Hi again. All right, so today, like I said, we're focusing on Twitch graphics. So I do have a Google Doc that I will link in this video that has a list of the sizes that you need for Twitch graphics, and kind of like a guideline and like what Twitch prefers. I guess if that's what you want to call it. All dimensions are given in pixels, and then if you're using Canva, you can't make a canvas using anything under 40. So like when there's like a 36 by 36, you cannot do that. But yes, I will link this. I wanted to finally put this into a Google document because I was the person Googling every single size and like trying to find it on the Twitch website, and like, so it's nice to just have it in here where I can just have it open when I'm creating and just refer back to it. So yeah. So we're gonna start with our, we're not gonna do profile photos because this is typically like a selfie. Most people use selfies, or like maybe an image that they've commissioned from someone. But I will say it has to be a JPEG, a PNG, or a GIF, and it cannot exceed 10 megabytes. We will be doing banners. We'll do a little overlays, channel point icons, sub badges, emotes, and panels. We won't be creating emotes. Let me rephrase. We won't be creating emotes. Canva does have some emote templates that you could potentially use depending on how you feel about that. But we'll for sure be doing panels. All right, so we're gonna start with our banner. So it's 1200 by 480. So you're gonna come into Canva, but we're just gonna come up here in this little row of different pre-made options, and we're gonna hit custom size. And as you can see, also, if you don't remember and you don't have a sheet handy, or you don't want to Google it, if you go back and you type in Twitch banner, you can create a blank one from the search screen, or you can go off of something that someone already has here, off a template. I like to do mine just from here, just so I feel secure that I put the correct dimension in. And then it's gonna come up and show us a bunch of templates already, like we saw on the other screen. I'm gonna close that because I don't really want a template. Most of the time when I'm creating a new Twitch graphic, I do not look at templates. I just kind of go off what I'm liking at the moment. At the moment, my Twitch looks like this. I'm really into like pink right now. I love stars. I always incorporate stars no matter what. That's always been a thing for me. And I don't know, I just like the very simple yet cute vibe, I guess. It's not the best banner anyone's ever seen, but I like it, and I think that's what matters the most. For this tutorial, we're gonna go ahead and pick a very simple theme. We're gonna go with pastel theme. And I kind of go to Pinterest. If I am looking for inspiration, I do go to Pinterest, and so I just typed in pastel core into Pinterest, and this is what's come up, so we can have some ideas. So after looking at the Pinterest for a little bit, we're gonna do pastel space and see what we can come up with using that. So all right, then we're gonna type pastel into here just in case we see anything that we like for background. This could be cute, and you would just copy and paste it, flip it so that it matches, and then do it again. And you kind of just want to make sure there's no white lines. Even though Canva shows that they're like next to each other, there's sometimes like a little white, very, very thin white line, and it does bother me. So I had to, does this really go with space? I mean, I guess it could, like the sky, but it's also giving kind of like tie-dye. So I don't know if I like it. How about this one? Okay, so then since we're doing space, I just looked up space and then see if there's any like pastel colored images we could use. This is kind of cute. I'm unsure where it would be incorporated. Hold, before we go any further, I have forgotten, and I just remembered something that is very important when making Twitch graphics, especially your banner for your profile. As you can tell on my Twitch, there is this section in the screen where there are 2 blocks that will be like a VOD or a channel video, as well as a little status box like saying you're offline or if you're online. As you can see, it cuts off right here. And then it continues as the color as whatever you set in your settings. I found it was very hard to figure out where these things were when I'm remaking a new banner. I have somewhat remedied this. I don't know how to share it with others, which makes me upset because I wish I could share it with you guys to make it easier on you when you go to make your banners. But so I took a screenshot of my Twitch banner and placed it into my Canva design, and it lined up perfectly in this area. I found the dimensions of this box, and then I recreated the box here. The next time I need a thingy, I would duplicate this page and put whatever I needed on top of this, and then I would see where my things are going. And then I know that I can't put things in a certain spot because you won't be able to see it. So we're gonna go ahead and copy this and paste it onto our design. It's gonna paste it exactly where it was copied from, so you don't have to worry about finding where to put it and like moving it yourself. But if you were to move it, it is directly in the middle. So if you put the elements in the middle, the line should go straight through, like up and down, and then there should also be a line directly through the middle here, and they like meet directly in the middle. And we're gonna group this so that we don't lose it, and we're gonna change the opacity just a little so that we can kind of see our main design still. And so now we know that this top part of the design and the bottom part of the design don't matter as much, and all of our graphics need to be inside this pink box. And then at the end we can delete the pink box and everything is fine. So an idea I have, we could do like planets, but they would be like behind our little status boxes, so it would just be like peeking out, which might be cute. That one's not really pastel. On my banner we have my socials on here, which I think is a really good idea for you to do. You don't have to, obviously, but I think it's a nice idea, just so when someone does look at your Twitch page, they can be like, oh, I can also find this person here, here, and here. And then also I put my Twitch name on it as well, just kind of because like I don't really have any other things to like represent me. I don't have like a PNG tuber. I'm not in a niche. I'm like a variety streamer, so I don't have like much to go off of, so I just put my name. If we wanted to put our socials on here, you could just type in Twitch, and sometimes they will have the like little graphics for your thing. And since we're doing pastel, we can also change the color, which is nice. We could do like maybe a blue. It's readable on the normal one. And so we're gonna go here. I just realized we don't need Twitch. All right, so let's say we want to post about our Twitter. We're using this one because we love OG Twitter. And then you can make it as big or small as you want, and this will be like as what it will look like on your screen. So make it at least readable, big enough to be read. And then let's say we also have a YouTube, and we'll use that one, and then we'll also use the same blue. And it's nice that we have the little color guide here, and then you can just make it small and then kind of put it on top of your other one and see if they match, and then just go from there. We could either do it like top and bottom, or right on top of each other. Today we're gonna do it like this, just to add some, to fill in the space. And then you're going to find a nice font for yourself. And if you have Canva Pro, you can import your own fonts, which is nice because then you can go to a lot of different websites that provide free fonts for personal use. One of them being DaFont. And then I find a lot of my fonts from Twitter. The artist on Twitter will post the link, and then that's how I get it. Or you can just use the fonts that are built into Canva. Since we're going pastel, we kind of want something like cute. So maybe this baby doll one, that one looks a little too much. This one, maybe, I'm not super into it. That one's okay. Yeah, I'm not loving. I think this baby doll one is gonna be the one. And so since we're doing a space themed, we're just gonna have some random name, like we're just gonna do like supernova. Let's do like an S name. Tripping over Sam. It feels a little long, but I kind of like it. And then we can add an effect to your text. Whichever one we like. No. And then we can do like an outline of blue, and then our plain text will be like pink. And it's still readable, so we're gonna go here. And we're gonna put it, I like to put it in the middle. You can put it like directly down to the bottom. Like I did on this one, it's like sitting on the line. But it's whatever you prefer. And then paste. Just for ease, we're gonna, let's say you couldn't get the same, you know, or if you have the same name, it would just be repeated. However it is for you, it's good. So we're still feeling a little empty. So then I kind of like to add texture. My texture for my banner right now are the stars. I think it just adds a little something, and we are doing space, so it could be nice to find some different ones. Maybe something like this. And then we just make them, how does pink, can we read? Pink would be visible, not currently, but we'll see. We could do a darker pink as well. That's kind of okay. It's not horrible. These ones are really pastel. If you wanted to like, oh, that's kind of cute. Hold on. How can we incorporate all of them? Okay, so this one would have to go behind our little planet, which would be fine. Oh, it's cute. Okay, I like it. That's gonna be our Twitch name. And so we're gonna make it, we're gonna put the app, or twitch.tv/ and you don't have to put twitch.tv if you don't want to. I kind of just wanted to make it a little bit longer. Where do I want to put it? Kind of want to put it there. I think I like it like that. And then we're gonna add another effect. I think I want to do, no, I like lift, but I don't know what color to make the, maybe a yellow to match with the stars a little, because we're having a lot of blue and pink. So maybe if we do like a something like that, and then we could do neon. I feel like I'm throwing it off though, so I feel like it has to be the blue. I'm unsure. This is the part that's completely up to you. Like, you have to be okay with whatever you decide. That kind of works. Blur. But then we would have to move the stars, because it's blending a little, or we just make it smaller. Yeah, that works too. And I would say, oh yeah, do a cool like little where it's overlapping, but I don't think it will overlap in the actual thing. I think it will just cut it off. So this is looking really cute to me. I feel like something needs to go here between our names, but I'm unsure what, because we have stars, we have planets. Now, I guess if you did have like a PNG, you could put it here, and that might be cute. Let's say this person likes cats, so we could put this here. I don't know. He's kind of funny over here. Do we do a space cat? And then you could put another. Do we have too much going on? Maybe. And then we layer it to go backward. Do we like it? I don't know if I like the green. Wait, can we match the yellow that's over here? Okay. This might work. It obviously isn't for everyone, but I kind of do like it. Now, the real question is, when I delete the thing, will it look okay? And just in case it doesn't look okay and we want to change it, we're going to duplicate the page so that we have the copy that has our guidelines. So, and then since we grouped it earlier, I should be able to just click it and delete it. Okay, yeah, I had to click delete twice for some reason, but that's fine. So we have a little problem. The stars are kind of weird in this area. You could leave it like that if you like it. For the sake of the video, I think I'm gonna keep it. I think it looks okay. I think this could be a decent banner. So then when you're finished with your banner, then you're just gonna go up to share, download, and again, with the banner, with the banner, it has to be a JPEG, a PNG, or a GIF, and it can't be larger than 10 megabytes. Pick whether you want a JPEG or a PNG, and JPEG and JPG are interchangeable. So don't get scared when there's no JPEG option. JPG will be the same. It says that PNG is suggested, and usually when you think of PNG, you think of transparent background, but this does give you the option to not make the background transparent. So this says best for complex images and illustrations, so this is kind of complex, so we will keep it on PNG. And then we're gonna pick our current page, which is page 2, and if you weren't sure which page you were on, you could just look over here and it'll say it right here. So we're doing page 2, and then we're downloading, and this will go straight to your download folder. And you can move it if you want, but for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna keep it there. You're gonna go to your Twitch settings, for your profile picture in the corner, and then go down to settings. This is the page that will pop up. And again, here is where I found the information of what is suggested and the sizing. And so then we're gonna hit update so I can show you what it looks like. And so we're gonna hit open. And it's gonna say success. And then it should have already saved. There's no save option. So then you're just gonna, if you want to see it, once it's done, you hit go to your channel, and this is what it looks like. This little top of this black box is not accounted for in our design, but it's not that much of a deal. But this is what this banner would look like, and that's basically it on how to make your banner. Our next graphic that we're going to focus on is creating your panels for your profile. Now, this is what they look like on your profile when you go to your Twitch and you hit about, and here are your panels, and this is what everyone sees. And you can fully customize these, and I think that's a really fun thing for Twitch. I think it really tells people what you're about and like things you like. I don't know, the panels are one of the most fun things for me. Yeah, so this is what mine look like. According to our little reference sheet, panels are 320 by 200. And so we're just gonna go ahead and make our design. And this is our canvas for our panels. I'm gonna show you some of my old panels that I've had, just to kind of give you an idea of like, literally your panels can be anything. And since they are PNG, you can have like fun squiggles and like stuff. So I used to have like these like kind of like handwritten vibe ones that were like all the same. I had a weird color scheme at the time, and that's what they were all kind of. It was the same background and then different like little doodles, which I thought was cute. And then here are my current ones. I wanted to do just like a rounded corner, but it ended up, I don't remember what was wrong with it. I can't remember why I changed to like this pixely outline design. But then since my color scheme is pink, cream, and black, I decided to make the backgrounds like different colors, and then the fonts be also different colors, like on different pages. So this one's like black background, pink outline, cream text, and this one's black outline, cream text, cream thing. So like the graphics panel is like, these panels are completely optional. You don't have to put all of the ones that I have. My graphics panel is like the panel where I give credit to where I find my graphics. So as we look at mine, my overlays and channel points were made by me using Canva, and then where I got my chat bubbles, and I put the name of it and who I got it from. And they're like, if it was from like a shop, then I put the shop link. My sub badges are from this person on Etsy, and my goal widget is from this person, and then my emotes were from this person. I think it's really nice to credit the artists that are included in your content, and I think it's essential. So if you don't have a graphics panel or some sort of credit given somewhere in your content, I am very disappointed. So yeah, that's the graphics panel. And then we have my merch panel. Not everyone has merch, so this one's not exclusively needed. Tech specs, I think a lot of streamers use this panel topic, and This is where like you put the information of your setup. So like your CPU, GPU. I mean, this is your profile. You can put as much or as little information as you want to. Then we have a panel for tips. So if someone wanted to give you a donation, they could click this. You could also call it donation if you wanted to. It doesn't matter what you call it. I just put tips because I was tired of seeing the word donation. I have a channel points panel just because I think my channel points are a little bit not difficult to understand, but I like being descriptive. So this just kind of like helps people. I don't know. So that's what that one is. And if you click it, it takes you directly to that Google document. Then we have the commands. Some people just put their commands like here, like list them, like how I have this text here. But I just made another Google document that I'm just the Google Doc really. And then this one is to join the Discord, and this one's a really nice one to have if you're growing and just like starting out on Discord and growing your community, or if you already have a large following and a large community on Discord. I think it's nice to give yourself the opportunity to have a community. I will say, I think panels are one of the easiest Twitch graphics to make. You want to be cohesive. We're gonna want something that goes with all the things we've already done. So since we're doing space, let's type in space and see if there's any like shapes we can use that we like. We could do like this and like tilt it however you like it. And again, you can use the whole canvas because it will be a transparent background. All right, so that's in the middle. We could do that and then put like our text. Could do something like this. That's not the greatest. Could also do like capital. I'm not feeling, I don't know if it's the blue or, okay, that is an option, but I don't like it, so we're gonna delete it. I think this one's kind of cute. I like that. And then your text. It doesn't look pastel anymore. I mean, but you could do this. If you're going to stick to the same design for each one and maybe just change the words, then you could just duplicate the page and change your text and put like text specs. You could do that. If you want to have every panel be something different, just make a new page, do it however you want. Let's make a different one just for the sake of like having a different design. And I want something that's less abstract, like an actual like shape. Oh, this could be cute. Okay, so it's kind of like a piece of tape, it looks like maybe like a washi tape. So we'll put that in the middle. Oh, this could be really cute, like if you wanted the cat still incorporated. And you can't change the color of this, but I think if you put the right text over it, we'll say this one is so we're gonna make it white for now and then figure out what kind of, we could do an outline, which could be okay. We could do neon, which is nice. Pink. Okay. Maybe we're getting somewhere with this. Maybe we do this and then we change our spacing so it's a little closer. It could work. If you wanted it to be like that, it could work. If you wanted the words to be a little bit closer, we could also copy it and then paste it. Delete the second line, copy it again, paste, put your whatever word or phrase was on the second line, and then you can just have these closer together however you want. Join the Discord. Like if you wanted it to be like that, and then you can delete this or keep it if you liked that one better. I think this is decent. I think this is a decent design, but I hope I have relayed that you can have it literally be whatever you want. And that's literally how easy it is to make a panel. And like I'm not kidding, you can make it anything you want. And since it's a PNG, you literally have the freedom of the whole canvas to just, you could do 3D effects. You could do like I said, squiggles. Like you can make it, you can make cool things. The only guideline we have here is the size, but I will say PNG is recommended. Kind of like the same, you will just go to the top right corner, hit share, download, and then this time you're going to hit transparent background and download. Either if every single page is a completed and it's a panel that you want to use, then you can just hit all pages. It will download them into a zip file, and you'll just have to go into the file and then drag them into your downloads folder individually. And then you would just go into your settings on Twitch and edit your panels. I don't remember if a new account has like pre-made panels, but you may have. If you don't see anything here, there will most definitely be an add panel button, and then that's where you will do it. You're going to add your image, and it's just going to have you pick. If you're adding a new panel, it's going to ask if you want to add a text or image panel, and it's going to be an image panel mostly. And then you put your image, and then if you want them to be linked to something when you click it, then that's where you'll put this link. If you want a description for that link, you can put that here, and then any text that you want to put would go in this final box. So like in your about me, this is where your about me description would go. And then you just hit submit, and then it'll save. Unclick edit panels, and they will show up here. And when they are in this, you can also drag them around to rearrange them to whatever design or whatever layout you prefer. I'm interrupting the program to tell you it's time to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't. And if you have, thank you so much. And if you're going to, thank you so much. If you aren't going to, I'll go cry about it. If you made it this far into the video, I hope it's been helpful. I hope it's been easy to follow, and I hope it's not too much or not too little. Hopefully you're enjoying it, and I hope you also enjoyed the rest, and I'll talk to you again later at the outro. Our next graphics are the channel points icons, sub badges, and emotes. And they're kind of being wrapped into one because they are smaller and the segments are going to be shorter because we're not going to be creating any of those today. It's kind of like a rinse and repeat of the other graphics. You're just looking for stuff that fit your aesthetic and theme. So I'm not going to make a design for all of these, but I will show you some that I've had in the past. My current one is this little star, and my channel points are called Star Pals, and so it's just a star with a smiley face. I did change the color from what it originally was, but I did find this in the Elements tab here on Canva. I wanted like an alien PNG tuber, and like I was like really thinking I'm not gonna like be a face. I'm not gonna have a face cam anymore, like ever again. I'm just gonna be strictly PNG tuber. That went out the window, but I made like an entire space themed like layout and everything. And this channel point icon was so cute. Like actually in Twitch, it is so cute because it's a PNG, so it's like actually a UFO like coming down. It's so cute. If you want to steal this design, feel free to. Both of these elements were found in the Elements tab here on Canva. And then this one it's not the greatest, it's not my favorite. But it's like a heart sigil like thingy. This is kind of like proof that you can have whatever you want be your channel point icon to just go with whatever you're feeling. But since we're not making any today, I will say this at least. So you're gonna make your first one as your biggest size, your 112 by 112, and then instead of like making a new canvas and then finding the element and like sizing it to the new graphic size, which 56 by 56, you're just gonna click on your design, copy it, then in another tab you're going to create the design, and you're just going to hit paste, and it's automatically going to shrink it down for you. I think that's way easier than like finding all the elements again, like sizing them down, trying to make sure it still like looks the same when you could just copy and paste it. There is a problem on Canva. You can't make a canvas with a dimension under 40. So with our channel points and our sub badges and our emotes, we have things that are under 40 that we cannot make. You're just going to quickly search on Google like image resizer. You're going to pick which one that you trust or that you prefer or like, or one that looks safe. I don't know how you want to do it. You could pick the sketchiest one if you wanted to. And you're going to use your biggest photo to resize. So you're going to like upload the biggest size that you have and then put in what size you want to make it to. And that's how you have to do that, which is kind of unfortunate. I wish Canva made their dimensions, change their dimensions so we could make these in Canva just like all the other ones, but as of right now we can't. Sub badges, I don't have any sub badges to show you. All of mine are from Etsy, but it's basically the same thing. You'll make your biggest one, then copy and paste it into another canvas that's your slightly smaller size if the size is over 40. If not, you'll just have to use an image resizer with your largest one. Emotes are the same exact thing. I will say you can search for emotes on Canva. If you are a person who's okay with using these templates as your own emotes, then have at it. That's what Canva is for. That's what the templates are for. But if you're looking for a different route for emotes, Etsy is a great resource for emotes. Even searching on Twitter, if you look up P2U and F2U, you'll find artists that are advertising their mostly coffees. I don't know how you say it. And also sometimes they're vegans, and they're promoting their pay to use emotes and like other stream assets, but also they do free to use assets and emotes and stuff. And I think it's a really good resource, and it's, especially if you're on a budget, I always go on Twitter and look up, and I find a lot of resources that I can use not only on Twitch but like on my YouTube and for Discord and stuff like that. So I think it's a really good resource. And same with sub badges, you could find both of those there. And finally, our last graphic set is our overlays and our scenes. Scenes and overlays, I get them mixed up all the time. I always say overlay when I mean like my starting soon screen. So they should be called scenes or screens, but I just call everything overlays. But there is a difference. Apparently overlays are like things that go over your webcam and or like whatever you're live streaming or recording to like boost the aesthetic. And then scenes and screens are just like full images. They don't go on your content, if that makes sense. Hopefully I described that right. I'm pretty sure I read that in a Google search one time. This is the final one. Again, we're not gonna make one today. I'm just gonna show you a few that I have made because it literally is rinse and repeat. First I'll show my screen, my screens, my scenes, I don't know. So this is my starting soon. Like earlier with my banner, I have the star background. They had a few different designs for the stars, so I used different ones on each one. So for your starting soon screen, you want it to say stream is starting soon or something similar to that. Something that indicates that the stream is coming soon, starting soon. However you word it is fine. And then I like to put my Twitch name on it just because I like the logo I usually make for myself. And then I also put my other socials on there just so while they're like waiting for the stream and they're like consciously looking at the screen, they can see I do have other social medias, and if they want to like see what I'm up to on those things, then this is their way to figure out that's where I am. Do you know what I mean? The main thing about all of these graphics is you can do whatever you want. If you are like with all of mine, the only thing I wanted was like this squiggle. I wanted the squiggles incorporated, stars, pink, cream, and black. That's literally all I wanted, and like simple. I wanted a font that was simple but like still cute, and luckily I found it, and I love my theme right now. So that's my starting soon. You can also make this if you find elements that are moving pictures, because when you do search for things on here, what are your stars, yes, and you do graphics, you can come in here to the settings tab and you can put animated. So if you wanted it to be animated, you can, and you would just, instead of saving it as just an image, you would save it as an MP3 or an MP4 video or a GIF if you wanted to. And even if you don't have elements that are moving, maybe you want your text to move. Technically my starting soon screen is animated, but I wasn't fully happy with it, so I just made it a picture. I was kind of like over it. I was like, I don't care if it moves or not. And then here is my going offline. So if you're brand new to Twitch and you're not sure like what scenes and screens to have, I think going offline is nice. You're putting the offline screen on when you're still streaming, but like when you've said goodbye. So it gives your stream and people coming in a few extra, like a minute or two, to like be notified that you're going offline. So let's say you're saying goodbye and then someone joins in and then you immediately end stream. I feel like for the viewer, it's a little like abrupt. Let's say we're scrolling through we're browsing on Twitch, and let's say you're in the just chatting section and you see a stream, but you see it changes from like the thumbnail from them to like this screen where it says going offline. So then you know, oh, I don't want to click on this person because they're going offline. Does that make sense? I just think it's a little bit nicer way to like close out your stream instead of an abrupt like bye and then ending. But you don't have to have a going offline screen. It's totally optional. I just put the stream is going offline. Hope to see you next stream. I put my name and then where they can find other socials, because maybe they weren't here in the beginning where I had it on screen. So maybe now is the time to like spread my socials somewhere. Hopefully you understand what I mean. And then this is my be back soon screen. I have left a big spot here so that chat can go. I also put my socials on this screen just because, you know, I like to promote myself whenever I can. And if they're just staring at the screen because it's a be back soon, might as well just put it there. I mean, it doesn't hurt and it doesn't, you know what I mean? It helps more than it hurts. And those are all the screens I have. I know some people have a just chatting screen, but that's technically an overlay because it would be like you would have your webcam like in somewhere in the picture and then a graphic as like an outline. I don't know how to describe it. So you definitely can have a just chatting one if you want. Again, they're very easy to make. Once you've figured out your design or your color scheme or whatever, it's basically just putting words on the screen, making it look good to you. With my socials, these are just from the Element tab. You just search up the social media and it should, most of them have little icons. So I did find these on here on Canva. Then sometimes you can just add little images that you like. So I did like these jelly looking stars. So I did put those on. This one, like I had squiggles and this little like, kind of like a loading bar. It doesn't move, but I kind of like it. It reminds me of a loading bar. And then, so I guess the next thing I'm going to show you is like, I guess those would be considered overlays because I'm adding them on top of my like gameplay or my webcam, but I called them on-screen assets. So I put my username. When I'm live, I'll have it's saved as a PNG, obviously. So then I can put it anywhere on my screen. So usually I put it like overlapping on like half of my webcam and then like half of the screen. So like it looks like it's kind of 3D. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. If someone shares a clip of you, then it has your username in the clip. So like it's kind of hard to like not figure out who you are. And then we have this one is just POTGs, which is play of the games. I use this one on screen, anywhere on the screen really, when I'm playing Overwatch 2, because when I get play of the games, I like to note it and see how many I can do and like if we can break the last stream's record. And then we have a socials one, and this one is just in case I wanted to put my socials on the screen while I'm streaming. I don't do that really, but I made it and saved it just in case I decide I want to do that. Major thing I forgot to say, your overlays and your scenes are always going to be the same size. They're going to be 1920 by 1080, which is like the most common screen resolution and like output size, I guess. You have to Google like why are overlays 1920 by 1080. I had to do that because I didn't exactly understand, but I just know that it's always 1920 by 1080. And yeah, so that's like the basic, I don't know how to explain it, but that's what it's always going to be. Your screen size in OBS is 1920 by 1080. Your little area where your webcam and all of your stuff fits in is 1920 by 1080. So the graphics you are making are going to fit perfectly in that, and then they're going to be perfectly sized on someone else's screen who's viewing it. It's very straightforward, it's very simple, and that's all of our Twitch graphics. Now you're probably wondering, how do I put it into OBS? How do I set up my OBS? How do I make my stream look good? You're gonna have to go to someone else for that. I'm just kidding. If you want to see a OBS tutorial, like how to set up your graphics and what settings to put, just let me know in the comments and I can try to do a tutorial. I feel like my OBS is like pretty normal and basic, but if I can help, I want to help. Just let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, and I'll try my best. But that's it for the video. Hopefully the tutorial helped, and hopefully you have a good day, and hopefully I don't know anymore. If you need any other information, just let me know and I'll try my best to get it to you. And make sure you check out the resource document that I've linked below, for all your Twitch graphic needs. And if there's anything you think I could add to it, please let me know. Maybe like a list of resources for different graphics or anything, I don't know. But yeah, so I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.